For our evaluation task for our media blog, we were asked to answer 7 different questions and answer them by using different types of media to do so. And for the last question, looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you have learned in the progression from it to the full product? And I'm going to use video and webcam to answer this question. There were a lot of things we learned and helped us to develop from our preliminary task to our final film, and it helped us in producing our piece at the end. A lot of things we learned from the preliminary task were relevant to what we needed to do well at in the final task. Just the smallest things, for example, such as lighting, we found, especially in our preliminary task, we filmed about 4 o'clock and lighting changed considerably. During the 30 seconds of the film, it does get dark really quickly. And for our final film in the warehouse, this could have been a problem because you've got, it's pitch black when you've got the door closed in there. We had the glow sticks that gave us some light, but we had to give it had to have a little bit more brightness. And we didn't want to, when you're cutting between different shot types, for it to be where the lighting changes and it's a lot brighter and then a lot darker. So we had to sort that out. Big thing we learned also was between organisation as well. That for a director's point of view, our preliminary task, we filmed it at school after a school day. All the actors were available, they were all there, so it wasn't it was quite easy to organise. Everyone could be on set at the right time. But with our final footage, we filmed on a Sunday afternoon. It's hard to organise. Everyone has to get there, and that was a problem for us because it led to 3 of our cast not being able to get there from other commitments. So, and we had to react to that. But on the other hand, as I said, I think that actually helped us because we could change the script, and I think that was beneficial to us. Other things we learned, shot types from the first preliminary task. We developed some of them and used them in our final film, such as 180-degree rule. We used that in the car in the preliminary, and in the final film when we had the 2 captives strapped to the chair, we kept it to 180 degree in front of the chairs, but then we decided to give a sense of nerviness and confusion when we changed it right at the end and had the gun. When X held the gun to Alexi's head, the camera sort of became Alexi's point of view, and the gun was pointed at the camera, and so that changed it around. We thought that was used effectively. Reverse shot also. We used that in the first one effectively between the passenger and the driver's side. Didn't really use that in the final film. We decided to pan instead quite a lot of the time because we wanted to create a sense of movement from this was once Aiden, who played Nico, was killed, moving on the killer X, moving on from him to her, and it was like a slow motion to build up the nervousness, and then we got the heartbeat for that, and we were told the heartbeat worked very effectively for our task. Also very important for our film was editing. We made a big difference by going to Final Cut from iMovie in the preliminary task, and Final Cut allowed us to edit a lot more in depth. We could add 2 or more sounds on top of each other at the same time, so we had heartbeat and music going at the same time, while we could also add text on top of footage, so we could put on actors' names and director, producer, writer onto that. We could also put in the captive logo, Universal Pictures video at the beginning as well. and it was easier to add on gun sounds. So for the gun, also the heartbeat, it was easy to link that onto too. To to see how it we had to see the similarities and differences between our film and gangster films out there. From the ones I studied was Layer Cake and The Godfather. Between with cinematography and mise en scène, I felt we kept to a similar sort of pattern as gangster films usually go for. Clothing and outfits, we kept to formal, smart wear, and Layer Cake and Godfather, it's pretty much formal, smart suits the whole time, whether they're indoors or out there on the job. Then they're always dressed smartly. We kept to that theme. It's supposed to be, people making a lot of money, dodgy reasons, and we've, kept to that sort of theme. Props as well, the guns, the glow sticks. We felt that was quite original. Hadn't seen that in many. I hadn't seen that in a gangster film before. We felt that gave it a really sense of nervousness and made it a bit eerie at the start, especially with like the UV light going up the wall um, and the writing on the wall. Then it created a sense of nervousness that we hadn't had before. And that is my answer to the question. Thank you.